Describe with 3 words frog in boiling water.
Quite cynically optimistic.
Mm.
I couldn't think of the first word.
I would say bubbling, dreamy collapse.
Your favorite song to play live of this album?
For me, it's the title track.
Yeah, I think so too.
It wasn't at first, but like, yeah.
That song I think takes on like a life of its own. The recording is very like very perfect sounding, but when we play it live, it hits a lot harder and it's noisier and a bit more exciting.
Are you familiar with Synesthesia?
Yes.
Yeah, well, I will tell you the name of one of your songs. And the trick is to tell me the color that best represents each song. Okay?
Okay.
Sonnet.
Blue.
Are you?
Nah, it's red for me. We've done this before. Remember when we were picking the lights, or the color of the lights when you were designing the DMX ones? And we found out that we all have different colors for the songs. So yeah, Sonnet for me is red.
Okay. From another album, from Bent, Roy's song?
That was the one that we disagreed on.
I think that one is pink to me.
Oh, maybe not. It's like orange for me. Orange is purple.
Follow, from Ocean.
Ooh, that's like, you know how like in ancient Greece they didn't have a word for blue yet, and so they had different shades of green. Whatever green the like ocean was, that's what follows.
Yeah, I think I would say green too.
But like really blue, but it's like green.
From Deceiver, Horsehead.
A lot of the really loud Deceiver songs to me feel like very white, like all the colors at once, kind of blown out.
That's wild. I was gonna say black.
Or black, yeah.
I
Two
think it's
sides
just
of the
because
same
of
coin, yeah.
the T-shirt that we have for it with the. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
When you think about coming to Mexico to play, what is the first thing that comes to your mind?
I usually think of the last time that I was here and like a specific memory from it. And this time I was remembering being outside of the venue the day before we played and running into fans out there. I don't know why they were there already. And so, yeah, that's what I think of.
I usually think of, similarly like a moment after the show. I remember I was with a friend and we were walking around and there was a group of people and people wanted to take photos, and then all of a sudden we were like surrounded by people, and I was like, oh, this is crazy. I was trying to sign everything. I looked up and I saw my friend's expression and he was like shocked because people are so passionate here, you know. But for us, it's amazing, you know. We love to, in a lot of other parts of the world, you feel that kind of passion, but it's expressed so differently. Here it's like everyone wears it on their sleeve.
Mm-hmm.
We are very passionate, and that's our reputation as an audience. Do you know what a chilango is?
Mm-mm.
No. If not, try to guess.
Chilango.
That's all you.
Chilango?
Chilango.
Oh,
yeah.
Chilango. I don't know. I feel like any guess will be offensive.
I know, right? I want to say it sounds like a type of dog, but I don't want to say that in like maybe, you know what I mean?
It's like someone's
like a
mom.
Chihuahua?
Yeah, kind of like that, like a badass. Like I had a neighbor who had a miniature Doberman Pinscher, so it was like a Chihuahua and a Doberman. If you told me it was called a Chilango, I'd be like, yeah.
Well, it's the demonym for people here in Mexico City.
Chilangos.
Chilangos.
Oh, I didn't know.
Okay.
Yeah, we are Chilangos
Oh,
because
okay.
we are born here and raised here, and we are Chilangos.
Okay.
What does Chilango mean, like literally?
Nothing. It's
Oh.
just a word. It was like it was not a good word at first place.
Oh, but y'all took it back?
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah. We took it and we own it, and now this place is
Radio
called
Chilango.
Radio Chilango.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. Your favorite new band at the moment?
I really like the new Julie record, and there's also this band called Chanel Beads that I just found out about that are like incredible. You'd really, really like that.
Yeah?
Yeah, there's like a new crop of like bands making more like impressionistic electronic influence music, like Untitled Halo, who we took out, and Spirit of the Beehive, They're Getting a Body of Water. And then this band Chanel Beads, it's like kind of reminds me of like some like more experimental Arthur Russell type stuff. And kind of reminds me also of someone who like grew up listening to like Blonde by Frank Ocean, but now wants to make something like way grittier and more intense. And it's like very few lyrics and a lot of just like feeling washing over you. Kind of reminds me of like Tirza too, that kind of like post R&B wave that now has way less songwriting wise to do with R&B and now is just like feeling and kind of dreamy sounding.
You, Andrew? The same.
What he said, yeah. No, I'm just fan. Yeah, I honestly, I haven't listened to anything new in like a year or two. I genuinely don't have an answer.
Okay, that's okay. A band or music project that you always return to because it feels like home for you.
There's a lot of records like that.
For me, it's the Modest Mouse record, the second one. The one about driving. Lonesome Crowded West. Because like, that was my favorite record when I kind of decided to give up on life and try to be a musician.
I can name a few. Glassworks by Philip Glass, Music for 18 Musicians by Steve Reich, Heaven or Las Vegas by Cocteau Twins, The Runners 4 by DIIV. I'm trying to think of what else.
DIIV is the weird one, right?
DIIV is weird. Yeah, they're a weird man.
I confused them with Deer Hunter.
Oh, yeah. And then probably Depression Cherry by Beach House.
Very good. A band that you listened to a lot while you were working on your new album?
It's funny because when we made Deceiver, it was so like reference based. Like every passage of Deceiver and guitar tone, and a lot of times even like drum fills, vocal cadence, all that kind of stuff. The way we were kind of like interacting with making the music was having like specific references and trying to like emulate it in our own way. And this record was more about making like a DIIV album that was less indebted to specific stuff. So I don't even remember listening to that much.
Yeah, me neither. I listened to a lot of DJ Premier to see, because he's like really good at placing samples and like blending it with stuff. And I was trying to do a lot of that.
Andrew was making a lot of like, sampling a lot of old tapes. And like we were working all of it into like the texture of the album. So there's this like ambient undercurrent to the album that you can't necessarily like point to all the time, but there's always something happening. And
that's
I think
what Primo's good at.
Yeah. I think, I don't know. Maybe it's a cop-out, but we weren't listening to that much, which was honestly fun because there's no right way to make a record, but I've heard friends and other people talk about making albums that way, where it's like really insulated and hyper-specific to what you do. And it was refreshing to try and do it that way.
You're not having like another stimulates like diverging from your specific goal, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. The lineup of the festival of your dreams. You can choose bands that are no longer together or someone that has died.
Damn, like that?
Sonic Youth reunion.
Who was it that did Rite of Spring? That was Stravinsky, right?
Stravinsky, yeah. So it'd be Sonic Youth and then Stravinsky right after that.
Yeah.
That's such a good question. Because you can either approach it and say, like, let's have all of our favorite, like, contemporary bands, or just think, I mean, like...
Original lineup, NWA.
Yeah. Or, like, Jimi Hendrix when he was playing with Mitch Mitchell. Trying to think.
The sky is the limit.
Sky's the limit.
Damn.
Trying to think of a band that I'm like really bummed I didn't get to see.
Nirvana.
Nirvana, yeah. Portishead would be amazing to see and play with. That's so hard. It could be anything.
Yeah, honestly, like, original lineup Grateful Dead. Not because I want to hear their set, I just have so many questions.
Okay, we can move on.
Okay.
A band or music project that would surprise your fans that you're into or you listen to, like a guilty pleasure?
LaBouche. I listen to
LaBouche.
LaBouche like at least once a week, usually like every day.
Do you like to dance to it?
I do dance, but that's not where I put it on, yeah. It gets me going.
Trying to think. I mean, I listen to pop music sometimes to dig me out of feeling down.
What about like Korn or something? Don't you listen to that?
I mean, I was obsessed with System of a Down when I was younger. I
Yeah,
still
but
love, but that's like, they're cool.
Yeah, they're hip enough.
I think like, I was also obsessed with Creed.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
That's bad.
Oh, that's the one.
I don't think they're bad. I think like, you know, they are what they are. Let me put it that way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Creed would probably be the one, the album Weathered, and then Human Clay. I try to go back every now and then and put it on, and it doesn't really hit the same way it did when I was 12 years old.
Yeah.
But I have so many like core memories listening to that music.
That's a record that you turn into when you want to feel like home.
Yeah, a little bit for sure.
Thank you, thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Dana. What's up? This is Colin and Andrew from DIIV. You're listening to us or watching us on Radio Chilango. Thank you for having us. We love being in Mexico.